And this is about Jayland Walker. I don't know if you heard about this story. Maybe you have. More information has been released. I want to talk about that tonight. Now, there have been a number of shootings that happened over the weekend, and it's sad to say that I had to stop and think, which shooting am I going to discuss? That's where we are in this country. I decided tonight I want to focus on Jayland Walker because I feel like this story needs more attention. Now, shout out to Lee Camp. He tweeted this: police in Ohio shot an unarmed man who was fleeing 60 times. U.S. police kill over 1,000 people a year. Whoopsies. Many countries in Europe, for example, average under 20 deaths a year. Some average 0. The U.S. is uniquely brutal. Thank you so much, Lee, for saying that. Lee is talking about Jayland Walker. Jayland Walker, he worked for DoorDash over the weekend. He was involved in a police chase. Now, I'm going to play a clip here in just a second and go through some more details in an article. I've already seen the clip. They did release the body cam footage. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this. Once he was running away, he was no longer a threat. When he was running away from the police, he was unarmed. They shot him 60 times and then handcuffed him afterwards. Let's go ahead and get into the clip. Let me share this here. Very sad, very disturbing.
We begin with Maggie Vespa and a warning. There are disturbing images.
Nearly 1 week after Jayland Walker's death and facing growing community pressure, officials in Akron, Ohio, releasing the body camera footage.
I won't mince words. The video you're about to watch is heartbreaking.
It shows a harrowing police chase followed by a stunning hail of bullets. An estimated 90 rounds fired by 8 Akron, Ohio officers, killing and leaving 25-year-old Jayland Walker with 60 wounds to the body, according to authorities.
60 wounds. Again, when he was running, now they said they found a handgun in his car, but so what? So what? When he was running, once they are fleeing, they are no longer a threat. When you shoot someone, he was hit 60 times. They fired 90 rounds. He was hit 60 times. They were shooting to kill. Let's go back in.
My youngest is 25 years of age as well. And I cannot imagine what life would be like without my son.
The approximately 7.
I'm sorry, I have to jump in here and I have to say to that gentleman, your son, if it was your son, he wouldn't have been in this situation to begin with, because the police, you are a white gentleman, the police would not have fired 90 rounds at your son. We have to call it out. He wouldn't be in that situation. That's the difference.
Minutes of raw video released alongside a second narrated clip gives new insight into what preceded the shooting early Monday morning. Police say they tried to pull Walker over for an unspecified traffic violation and an equipment violation, which is not shown on tape. But they say,
okay, that's the reason why they were pulling him over, for a traffic violation. And this goes back to the point that I've made multiple times. I do not believe that police officers should make traffic stops. I don't. I think somebody else should handle traffic stops. All of this over a traffic violation. Do you see how this went incredibly wrong? How this went from 0 to 100?
He took off, driving at high speeds, and Walker fired at them. Police saying you can see the flash from the gun from the security camera.
21 shots fired. That vehicle just had a shot come out of its door.
A shot is fired. That changes the nature of the contact.
Authorities say Walker later ran from his car wearing a ski mask. Officers, investigators say, fired tasers but missed. What followed? That deadly barrage of bullets. Police tonight saying officers said.
So at this point, and by the way, let's remember there's two sides to the story. Unfortunately, you'll never get to hear Jayland's side because he's dead. At this point, even in the car chase, even if he fired shots, again, don't know. They showed a little image there. They said, see, that's gunfire. I don't know. This is the story coming from the police department. Let's remember, they're trained to lie. They're trained to, just switch stories a little bit so that they're in the right, or they make the public believe they're in the right. When he got out of that car, he was running away from them. He wasn't running towards them. He's running away. They shot at him 90 times.
They thought Walker was turning toward them, reaching for a gun. Walker was unarmed when he was shot, though police say they found a gun and what appears to be a wedding ring in Walker's car.
Shoot somebody 60 and 70 times like they're nothing inhuman.
Anger in Akron boiling over.
We have sons ourselves. It could be any of our sons. And this is just horrible, like that many times.
We are done like this, in this manner, with this fate. Nobody should ever suffer the fate that Jayland Walker did.
Tonight, the family revealing just a month ago, Walker lost his fiancée.
Well, we know that immediately after the death of his fiancée, he was sad, but he wasn't exhibiting any kind of behavior that scared the family.
The family's attorneys say the 25-year-old food delivery driver had no criminal record. His mother and sister pleading for peace, overwhelmed with loss.
Why did this happen and in such a manner? Such a terrible, terrible way. Just why?
And Maggie joins me now. Maggie, what do we know?
I just want to jump in here and say for a second, thank you for that credit, It's Born. Cops in the U.S. kill on average 3 people a day. I want to jump in and just add that, again, what just happened in Illinois? There was a mass shooting in Illinois, correct? Did the police shoot 90 rounds at that suspect? Did they? No. Running away. He was running away from them.
About the 8 officers involved in the shooting, have they been placed on leave?
Kate, they have. Those 8 officers who remain unnamed at this point were placed on paid administrative leave, which we're told is standard procedure, according to Akron PD. At the same time, officials say those officers have yet to be interviewed about the shooting, but the police union here saying they absolutely plan to cooperate. Also tonight, an outside state agency is handling the independent investigation into this shooting. And as you saw, a community is demanding answers. Kate.
Now, there's been several protests, but there's something I want to show you again in this video. I want to show him running away because this is the part. Not there. Here.
Video you're about to watch is heartbreaking.
It shows a harrowing police chase followed by a stunning.
Okay. Here are the police officers chasing him. He is running away from them. But they felt the need to fire 90 rounds at him. Now, there's a little bit more detail about this. Like I said, more information has come out recently. I want to go ahead and get into that. What we know about the fatal police shooting of Jayland Walker. Okay. Walker was unarmed at the time he was killed. I'm going to say this one more time. I don't care that he had a handgun in his car. It seems like it doesn't really matter if they have a handgun and they have a permit to have the handgun. If you're black, it don't really matter. When they chased after him, he was unarmed. That's what you need to remember. Because I've already been hearing people make excuses about this. No, bro, no. Now, Akron Police Chief Stephen Milet told reporters a gun was found in Walker's vehicle after the shooting. Police said an officer said Walker fired a gun from his vehicle during the car chase. Again, this is what the police are saying. Let's all remember, and I think JB just pointed this out. Remember how Uvalde police lied. Remember that? Protest Sunday started peacefully, but that changed after night fell. There was a significant property damage done to downtown Akron. Isn't this interesting? Significant property damage done to downtown Akron. And see, these are the things that police really care the most about, is protecting property, protecting capital, protecting wealth. They care more about the property that was damaged in Akron than they care about the man who they just killed. They care more about the property. I'm going to show you something too about the Akron police. Let's go back in. Police said they arrested around 50 people after dozens of protesters failed to disperse from the downtown area. While the majority were peaceful, a group of violent protesters caused substantial property damage to nearby businesses, restaurants, and residential structures, shattering windows and lighting small fires, according to the news release from the Akron Police Department. Police initially provided verbal instructions to the protesters. What police say happened? Now, this is the part that's important. Again, this is what they are saying. Walker was killed in a burst of gunfire early last Monday following a vehicle pursuit and foot chase that started when officers tried to stop him for traffic and equipment violations. Again, shouldn't have been them doing these traffic stops. Walker fled the stop, according to a narrated video Timeline Police played at Sunday's news conference, and officers gave chase. About 40 seconds after the start of the pursuit, the narrated video says a sound consistent with a gunshot can be heard in the body camera footage. The officers told dispatch that a gunshot had been fired from Walker's vehicle. Police also showed still images taken from traffic cameras that showed a flash of light, perhaps a muzzle flash, along the driver's side of the car. They don't actually have proof that that was a gunshot. I'm not saying this is incorrect, but based on what I'm reading, they don't actually have proof that it was a gunshot. That changes the whole nature of the incident, Millett said, turning a routine traffic stop into a public safety issue. After several minutes, Walker's vehicle slowed and he exited the vehicle and ran. Several police officers got out of the patrol cars and chased him, and officers deployed tasers in an effort to stop him, police said, but were unsuccessful. Oh, okay. So you then kill him? So if the tasers don't work, you just kill people? You know what's really sad about this situation is that someone like Joe Biden is going to look at this and he's going to say, see, we got to give them more money. We need to give the police more money so that they can learn how to do their job. I disagree. Giving the police more money isn't going to help these situations. We've given the police more money. We have police reform. We have these body cams. Some of the police officers turn the body cams off and they lie about the story anyway. So giving the police more money isn't going to change the situation. For the people who come back and say, well, the police need more training so we can give them more money so they can be trained better. No, that's not what it's about. Because the reality is, regardless how well they are trained, they are not doing their job the way that they are supposed to. Training or no training. Training does not stop you from seeing a Black person as a threat. All the training that they've had is not stopping them from shooting unarmed Black people. Anybody notice that? That's up here. Now, I want to show you something about the Akron police. Let's go ahead and get into that. Oh, did I get to this part? This was shared with me because I was not aware of this at the time. Thank you so much, Misty from Facts on the Ground. Misty actually shared this, and thank you so much, Misty, for letting us know about this. There's something I think people need to know about some of the police officers in Akron. Make sure this is here it is. Now, this is from Old Woman Seeking Justice. It is also not lost on me that in the videos released by Akron PD, many of the cops armed are blurred. Many of the cops' arms are blurred, so we can't see their tattoos. Now, Comrade Ohio has been sounding the alarm about this for years, about some of the police in Akron. Let me click on some of these pictures and show you what they're referring to. You see that tattoo? It says PMC Wagner Group. I'm gonna go to the next picture. This one's sideways, but they have the tattoo here as well. Also here. These are officers. And then I'm gonna get to the one where it explains to you what it is. Okay. This tattoo in the photo, which was posted about 3 hours after their Tuesday statement, the cop on the left has a Totenkopf skull tattoo. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Totenkopf skull tattoo on his wrist. The death's head symbol is extremely popular among fascists and was popularized by the Nazi Schutzstaffel SS during World War II. Now, this is something that apparently Comrade Ohio has been trying to bring to people's attention for years. It goes on to say they're riddled with fascists and racists, flexing their fascist credentials and perhaps relishing in the murder of Walker. The official Facebook account of Akron Police Department posted a photo the same day they put out their statement on the killing of Walker, which shows a cop with a fascist tattoo on his wrist. It's this image. There, and there. So, this is a problem. I wish more people could share this information. And I've told people about this before. If you think that people who are Klansmen and neo-Nazis are not in these positions, you are incredibly wrong. They can be cops, they can be doctors, they can be lawyers, they can be in any position that they want to. They don't always stand out. That needs to be mentioned. Dan said that area has been a hot spot for many years for KKK types. I did not know about this until earlier today when I said I was going to discuss the story. I did not know about that. So she put a number up here and said that Akron's police department should not have a moment of peace, regardless of how fruitless you think it is. Keep calling. Demand release of the original traffic stop, which, by the way, we haven't seen that yet. Ask where the gun was found. Why did cops move it to the front seat? What tattoos are you hiding? Demand arrest. Here's the number here. 330-375-2244. That's the chief of Akron Police. And the mayor's office. I would like to hear from the mayor. I think she or he needs to get involved here. 330-375-2345. Let me go back. Again, this is from Old Woman Seeking Justice. Full BWC in the murder of Jayland Walker. Unlike mass shooters, he was given no opportunity to surrender, no negotiations. Almost all of the shots were fired after he was on the ground. They staged the gun, ring, clip, and casing. No video of the traffic stop. So even though that clip that I showed you of them chasing him, there still isn't a video of the actual traffic stop. That's concerning. As I mentioned to you when I read that article, it didn't sound like to me they actually were able to prove that it was a gunshot that came from his car. Also, to her point, when she says they staged the gun, ring, clip, and casing, it wouldn't be the first time that police have done that. How do we know that that gun belonged to Jayland Walker? How do we know? We don't know that. How do we know they didn't put that gun there? They've done this before. We will never know the full story because Jayland Walker is dead. That's why they kill them. They don't want the story to get out. Thank you for the super chat, AJF. Shooting someone running away without a gun multiple times has a term for that. Bestial. That's right. Comrade Cam, was someone's car hit by this gunfire or something? Because I didn't see a flash in the picture. And remember, this is their version of the story. Thank you for the super chat, AJF. Everyone, please notice this pattern. When the media relays what cops or the state says, the media rarely ever insert words like purportedly, supposedly, allegedly, etc. But only do so for victims' claims of state violence. That's a good point. And thank you for this super chat as well. Civilians are named, but cops are not until forced. That's right.